What is NAT? And why do people say it saved the internet? Let's see. NAT stands for Network Address Translation. It is not a physical device. It is a function usually handled by your home router. Years ago, as the number of internet-connected devices skyrocketed around the world, the pool of IPv4 addresses quickly became insufficient. We had to split IPv4 into public IPs and private IPs. And that is where NAT comes in. It translates private IPs into a public one. So all your devices with private IPs can go online using just one public IP. And when data comes back, NAT translates the public IP back to the original private IP. If you are already familiar with public and private IPs, feel free to skip to the 2-minute mark. If not, don't worry, class is in session. Imagine your home address is City A, Street B, Building C, Room D. Your public IP is like City A, Street B, Building C. It is registered, globally unique, and it can connect directly to the internet. Anyone on the internet can use it to reach you too. Your private IP is like Room D. Multiple buildings can have a Room D. So if someone only knows Room D, they have no idea where you are. Likewise, private IPs can be reused in different local networks, for example, across different Wi-Fi networks. They are not routable on the public internet. Routers outside your network will simply drop data packets from private IP addresses. Inside a local network, multiple devices share one public IP assigned by the ISP to your router. The router then assigns each device a private IP, usually automatically, though you can set it manually. In theory, every device could request its own public IP from the ISP, but that would be expensive and wasteful. So when you visit a site like this to check your IP address, the result there is that your public IP or private IP. Well, once you understand how NAT actually works, the answer becomes obvious. Here is what happens when your device tries to reach the IP checker website. Firstly, DNS resolves the website's domain to an IP address. Then your device sends a data packet like this, from your private IP to the website's public IP. When the packet reaches your router, NAT kicks in. The router replaces the from your private IP with your public IP, and keeps a record of this translation. The website sees the request as coming from your public IP, and sends the response to that address. When the response returns, your router checks its record, sees that it originally came from your device's private IP, replaces the public IP back with a private IP, and delivers it to your device. So, yeah, since the IP checker only sees your public IP, the address you see on that site, it is your public IP. That is how NAT does its job. Thanks to NAT, all of our devices can get online, even though there is a shortage of IPv4 addresses. Without NAT, imagine how expensive it would be to buy a separate public IP for every single device. Beyond solving the IPv4 exhaustion problem, NAT also adds a layer of protection. It hides your internal network structure, making it harder for attackers to target specific devices. That is all for today's video. Subscribe for more networking basics. See you next time.